Hey guys, so today I'm working on this 2012 Chevy Captiva. As you can see, it's a V6 3.0. There's no videos on it at all for this power steering pump, a V6 Captiva. Yeah, I couldn't find any videos on this pump at all for the life of me. And it's in the back side of the engine, the 4-cylinder one. I think when I seen the video, it was at the front side of the engine. And I like to watch videos. I've been doing mechanics for like 20 years, but I still like to watch videos just to get hints from other people. Helps us out sometimes, you know. So yeah, so with this pump, here it is right here. What was happening is it was leaking out of this crack right here. And yeah, we could probably take it off and, you know, seal it and, you know, put it back together. But, you know, how lucky is that? You know, it's a molded piece, you know, that is molded, sealed together from the factory. I just didn't want to chance it with this customer. So with this pump, there's 3 bolt holes. You got one right here at the bottom, as you can see through the hole, and then you got one there and one up there. All right, so this one right here isn't used at all through the front. I was able to use a 13mm ratchet like this, 1/4 inch deep socket with a kind of, you know, decent handle on it. It wasn't my other one's about this size, but I used my longer one because it gives more torque, more handle. So yeah, I was able to put the socket in there first onto the bolt, and then I took the ratchet and put it on the socket. I got it loosened up maybe about 6 or 7 turns, and then I took the ratchet off. I used the socket the rest of the way to get the bolts out. The top one, I didn't loosen this one all the way first. I got this one first out. I loosened this all the way together first, just so that, you know, it still was held up there by this one. So once I loosened this one, I was like, hey, why can't it come out now? Okay, so on the back side, which you have to crawl underneath the car, look underneath on here, which this is the firewall here, you have to get underneath there. There's a 13mm bolt that goes through right here as well. That's on, so this is the power steering pump, and then there's a bracket that the pump holds onto. Plus you have that bracket that goes onto the motor, of course. So this bolt right here is actually held on by the bracket, and then these two right here are held on by the bracket from the front. So you got this one back here, and then these two up front. And same thing with this one. What I did is I had a, here, I'll get underneath there and show you guys. This way you can see. Now this is where the pump is located, of course, under here. Oh, also, before we started, I took off the top, the hose that goes to the reservoir. I don't know if you can see it from here, but it's up there. It goes to the top of the reservoir, and then you got the side reservoir right there, which you got to take the clamp off. And it was kind of a pain in the butt getting that clamp off, because it's straight up, so you got to kind of get your short, small pliers in there to get that off. Turn it a little bit towards the passenger side, and then I used some side needle nose pliers to get the rest of it down and out, which were like these right here. I use these things right here to grab it from the side and then pull it the rest of the way down. Let's see, and then that nut right here, it's real easy. I think that was like an 18mm nut, that one. Yeah, it was either 18 or 19. I'll check now for you guys so you guys know. Yeah, it's an 18mm, so that loosens that one. And you got to be careful, because that's kind of like a brake line or a power steering line, where if you don't get that in there perfectly when you're done, you'll actually strip the threads really easy. So just be very careful, take your time, finger thread that first when you're putting it back together, and then you'll eventually get it right. I'm gonna get underneath here. Like I said, that's where the power steering pump sits. That's one of the bolts right here. That was that bottom bolt. That's the top bolt right there. I know it's kind of hard to see right there. And then on the back side, I'll get under here. Like you see, I'm climbing all the way under here behind the exhaust manifold, or the exhaust downpipe. And then there's the bolt right there that's sticking out. Sorry for my camera, I'm trying to hold the phone at the same time. So that one right there is the bolt that I have sticking out. That's the bolt that goes in the back side. You've got other bolts here too, but you don't have to loosen them, like that bracket bolt right there. You don't have to touch that bracket bolt, just that one right there. That goes on the back of the power steering pump. And the whole thing will drop down after you get done loosening those 3 bolts and the 2 lines. Oh, there was also a wire, which is, let me see if I can find something to point towards. This clip right here, you've got to take a flathead screwdriver and just push that clip up. If not, you won't get anything on that bolt right there. So yeah, definitely push that clip up right there. That's just a wiring harness. You push that up and then you'll get your socket onto there to be able, if not, you won't get your socket on there for nothing if that won't go up. The other wire that you got to be careful of is, let's see, this oxygen sensor wire right here. That wire is also clipped to the back of the pump, and all you got to do is pull it that way towards the driver's side of the car, and that will pop off, which it goes onto here. So when I get done, it goes right there. When I get done, I'm gonna actually pull this off right now, put it on the new, put it back on the clip of the harness, and then when I get the pump back in there, all I gotta do is shove this back in the new pump instead of me trying to take the clip and slide it onto there. I'll already have this slid onto the clip and then push that back into the pump. This right here, of course, you know, this is just a regular power steering pulley. You just got to get this Chrysler GM power steering pulley remover installer tool. That doesn't go in there. That's this stuff right here. All these parts right here. And you just put this stuff on there. I'm not going to go through that right now. If you need to see a video of how to do that, you guys can find another video how to take a pulley off. Sorry, but I just, you know, ain't gonna show. I mean, that's pretty simple how to do that. Just put it on there and take it out. Other than that, you just you can put this pulley back on the new pump, slide it back up in there, and you know, bolt it all back together and put the hoses back in. This was the top hose I was telling you about. You got to take that off first. That was the first one I took off. There's just a slide clamp right there, pair of pliers, pull up, and that's it. But yeah, that's it. Just wanted to show you guys because there's not one video out here. You do got to take this off too, and the intake, just so you can get your hands down in here for that. It's kind of pain without it. There's 2 screws here, one here and one here. Flathead Phillips head. Looks like somebody replaced them at one time. I think something else goes there, I'm not sure. Let's see. Then you had this stuff you had to unclip on the intake that was here. These little wires I unclipped to be able to get to the screws right here and this screw right here. But that just, and then this right here, this hose you just push in right here. That pulls off of that right there, that nipple. Other than that, yeah. All right, guys, take care. Hopefully I helped you. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to post a comment and we'll get back to you. Thank you. Bye.